We're here in Dean's Fish Room. Stay tuned.
It won't come off. Yeah, everything out here is back from the trip. So we've got the farwellas.
Nice.
There's some weird little catfish back there that's going to get big. And there is the lungfish who...
I don't know where he is right now.
Sometimes when I tap on the tank, but he just ate, so...
Yeah.
Sometimes he comes out when I tap on the tank, but I think he's full.
We'll definitely get footage of him.
The pleco tank here.
Oh, I had one more question.
Yeah.
Do we know, like, is it the wide nose and the skinnier nose, that boy and girl? Do we know? I always heard people told me it was length, but that one's like clearly wider than that one.
Right now, but I kept, and there's one on the back. See him?
Yeah.
He's kind of wider, longer.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking these are different ages.
Oh, okay.
Because when we kept them, we got these at 2 different locations.
Yeah.
And their pattern is just a little bit different.
Oh, so 2 different locations. Yeah, that could be completely different species at this point.
The pattern is just a little bit different, but we didn't have a huge success with the smaller ones because we caught some that were like that big, but it was just too big to pack up and bring back. So.
And this rack system turned out amazing.
Yeah, this works really good. I've only had 1 leak onto the floor.
Oh, only one, huh? Is that all it takes?
Well, the fortunate thing is, you know, the board, I put a 1x4 down there.
Okay.
So it kept all the water this way.
Oh, yeah, because it compressed it all,
so I could just mop with towels. And it was a very small leak. It was, when I was telling you, I started that siphon with my mouth. And I started choking. The angelfish.
Yeah.
Those are the ones we unpacked.
Nice.
They are, she's what, quadruple in size now.
Yeah, at least some of these males
some of
are
them
pretty
were
big.
Some of them were only like nickel size when we brought them back.
Yeah.
Nickel and quarter size. When we were in Peru, we threw this size back.
Okay.
Because again, I was thinking in terms of the cost of shipping.
Uh-huh.
So I only kept the small ones.
Yeah.
And from when we got back, I have not lost any angels.
Nice.
Haven't lost any of the...
Did you have to do any like crazy deworming or anything like that?
I did do crazy deworming.
Okay.
I did the normal, let's just call it the normal aquarium co-op.
Yeah, like the trio stuff.
Triple thing.
Yep.
I did the levamisol.
Okay, yep.
Separately.
Yep.
And then I did it all a second time.
Okay.
And then one of the catfish developed kind of a cyst on its dorsal fin.
Okay.
So I went through with the, I think it was the general cure again.
Yeah.
And it cleared that up.
Awesome.
Haven't really had any.
That's my big fear when I go to Peru. Like, what am I gonna bring back?
I was totally freaked out because you mix them with your other fish. And you never know.
Yeah. I love the school of Corey's.
These are the ones where everybody was saying, well, why did you get so many?
Yeah.
Because they school in the thousands.
And that's all, you just have just those in here?
There's just one variety. There's a few of the whiptail type things. I just threw them in here. Because I only had a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then if you get close on the stick, you'll see. Oh, wow. That's a giant auto.
Yeah.
There's 3.
I totally didn't even see them.
Where's the other? They hide on that stick. They're in there.
Yeah.
Oh, one down here.
Oh yeah. They camouflage in really well.
Really well. And those are not algae eaters.
Those ones aren't?
They are. That's what I've understood is they are wood eaters.
Oh.
And then there's one.
Oh, there's one right on the tube back there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's right there.
So that's the 3 giant ones, but then there's a smaller one that's a giant one too. He's only about the size of a normal auto right now.
And so I know people want to hear on this. How do you like the undergravel filter in here?
It works great, and it's all air driven. In this case.
Yep.
I have not gravel back this yet.
Okay, and how many months has it been to improve? 5,
Well,
6?
Yeah, but this would have been set up in what October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, because at first they were set up as just bare tanks.
Yeah, so we're like 4 months or something like that at
and
this
then
point.
later I put the filtration in and.
Sweet. Well then, because I know you're running under gravel up here, but differently, right? No, this one's not under gravel.
No, the surprise one that you.
Yeah, the secret tank is
Yeah.
running under gravel connected to like one of those.
Right. This is just a 110, AquaClear 110, my favorite filter.
Oh, it's like a DIY intake?
Yeah, black intake, and that is
Ah.
a FX
FX4 intake or something like that?
thing.
Is it black PVC or?
It is black PVC.
Huh.
And
it looks really good.
If you go up to the top, you'll see there's a black PVC coupler. Oh, you'd be in the tank.
Oh, okay, yeah.
See him up there?
Yep.
Okay, that just happens to fit with
Really?
a little force
That's a
onto
tip right
the
there.
AquaClear thing.
And is that 1 inch or 3/4 or?
That's 3/4.
So a 3/4, and is that the what they call that, like furniture grade PVC?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I mean,
because it's black. Or
it's
whatever.
interesting because when I bought it, they did not say it was furniture grade.
Right.
But later I found out that that was what it was.
I gotta try that tip and it's a AquaClear 110.
Yeah.
So that would work. Should work for the 70 as well.
It does. It's the
Yeah,
exact same
okay.
size. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a hack.
And the fluval thing just happened to slide in on the bottom.
Wow. Because you could buy all those parts separately.
Right.
Like it wouldn't be cheap, but that's clearly just a better intake system.
Well, you could also put another coupler at the bottom and then get one of the intakes that, you know, that you throw away when you buy the bulkhead fittings.
Yeah.
You could use one of those, and then it would be all black.
Ooh. Because what I like is I like the fact that you bring the sponge down, or you bring it down, and I want to put an elbow and put a sponge intake is what I want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when we
in the Fishroom, you
like
got
this
some.
guy.
Yep.
This is an AquaClear 110 with a giant sponge on it.
Yes, that is Gigantotron.
And literally, I have to take that off once a month, clean it out, and I hardly ever have to touch the filter.
Right.
That's the whole premise of that.
Mm-hmm.
I might do that eventually on that tank, but I also might hook that AquaClear up to an undergravel filter.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I know it's big in the shrimp hobby, and I think it's weird to even say this, that more experimentation needs to be done with undergravel filter, because it's like the oldest filter ever.
Right.
But I feel like our understanding of aquariums has progressed so much that all of a sudden now that we can more utilize it, or if there's more parts to work in with it.
Yeah, and I also think, I mean, I'm not necessarily a plant guy.
Right.
Wait, I'm not a plant
Yeah.
guy. So, but we all used to grow plants with undergravel filters.
Yeah.
Everybody did. And now we've got CO2, so maybe if you combine the CO2 with the undergravel, you got a clean aquarium. You don't have to have all that fancy filtration equipment.
I see your buddy now. He's behind the wood.
Oh yeah, he's up there. Right.
Yeah. Getting air.
He takes swallows of air, then he'll come back down. There's a debate over his name.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
Between who's debating?
Me and my daughter.
Okay.
So when we were in Peru, she was cataloging all the fish on my phone.
Yeah.
And she called him Lungy.
Lungy, huh? Okay.
But I call him Lumpy. So
I like Lumpy a lot.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not really lumpy, but it sounds Lungy just sounds like it's a lungfish.
Yeah, you got to feed him a little more and he gets lumpy.
Right. Yeah. So
nice.
he has over doubled in size.
Yeah.
Since
and it's only been 6 months or
6
something.
months,
yeah.
And he's going to outgrow this tank, obviously.
Sweet.
Probably any tank that I have, but there's rumor that the co-op's going to get a tank and
that's right.
Have another store nest.
I can see it now. You're going to leverage me, like, how many fish I still do? You have to rehome this. Like, okay.
So,
all right.
So that's out here. Let's head into the real fish room.
All right.
Nice. Don't show Jimmy that.
That's right. No.
Okay, so the rest.
Sure, yeah.
I still have not identified those apistos. I haven't taken the time to do it.
Yeah.
The cats are the Peruvian skunk cat. Well, apparently,
I didn't know there was a difference
I
in
didn't know there
Peruvian skunk versus Mellini. I mean,
I
they're...
don't know. Someone says there is, so.
All right. But you still have a ton of them, so they must be doing well.
And this is probably my most crowded tank in the fish room versus the filtration.
Yeah.
So it gets a lot of water changes. And from when you've been here last, you'll see it in this tank and a lot of the 20 longs, we put in the corner mat and filters.
Oh, yeah. And how are those treating you?
So far, so good.
How long have you had them in?
Well, I started there.
Yeah.
About right after Christmas, I guess.
Okay.
So I've been playing musical tanks.
Yep.
Ever since Christmas, and I think I've got all of them done now.
And what made you start doing it?
Okay, we look in here, all of them had 2 or 3 sponge filters, either like these or like those.
Yep.
And like it or not, those have slate glued to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, that silicone lets go.
Yep.
Hate to say it. These, of course, everybody uses those, so.
Yep.
But my focus is breeding, not how it all looks.
Mm-hmm.
So when I want to go net fish out of a tank, these you're always chasing fish around, or you got to pull the filters out.
Yep.
With the mat and filters, like up here, you just net, and
yeah.
you don't have chasing around. You can pull off the.
So are you gonna run the hang-on backs with those, with the mat and filter at the same time, or?
In those tanks, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And the only reason is those, I want really high flow. Those are gonna all be pretty much pleco breeding tanks.
Okay.
Where this one won't. It might have this filter if I keep it crowded.
Uh
huh. That's another pleco tank. That's the Claro plecos.
Oh yeah.
Up there. I think they're caved up right now.
Yeah, it must. Oh, I can see one. There we go. Yeah.
And so it basically only if it's a tank that needs flow.
Nice.
All of the rest, all the 10s, these 15s, 10s, they all have mat and filters in the back.
Nice.
And it's the same thing. If you look in here, this is pretty much empty.
Yep.
I can net pretty much almost everything out without disturbing.
Yeah, there's a few plecos in there.
Yeah.
What type are those?
These are Claros.
Okay.
The only bristle nose I have anymore are Claros. There's a few super reds that I'm growing up.
Nice.
And I think I have a couple long fin albinos that my daughter.
Yeah, are these the L333s?
Yeah, I have tons of those. They're all over.
Hiding behind
They're in
the
this
wood.
tank. They're out in this tank right now.
Oh yeah, wow. You do have tons of those. If I can get it to focus in on them.
Yeah,
the
fish. The other fish out of the way.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I had it. There we go. Nice.
So yeah, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 tanks.
Wow.
Babies in here, 6 tanks.
How old are these babies?
These babies are about month and a half.
Nice.
Let's see if I can get that out of there.
Is that like
there
one spawn?
Yeah. Get somewhere. I have 2 females, like somewhere between 9 and 16 per spawn. The most I've had is 18 in one spawn.
Nice. And then what do we got in the other trays while we're here?
Those are mistakes.
Oh, mistakes,
Those are baby prey cocks.
Okay. The dwarf rainbow?
Yeah. I moved the rainbows tank to tank, and I just happened to... I thought I saw Cory eggs, and I ended up with more baby rainbows.
Nice. And then I know people are going to ask about this fry system. It's in another video we've done.
Right.
You've explained all how it works, and I'll try and link to that.
Right.
It's another long, like 40-minute tour, but he breaks down exactly everything that's going on in the fry system and all that, so we're not going to go over it again, but that has been broken down by Dean before.
Yeah, the only thing I have added is this guy.
I noticed that, actually.
And it has helped immensely on keeping the tank clean.
Yeah.
I've stopped putting fish in the bottom.
Because, yeah, I noticed I was like, you used to put fish down there to
Right.
prevent that, I think.
I stopped that because it's too hard to catch them out
Yeah.
around the fry trays.
Yeah, there's probably never a good time where you're like, oh, rarely do all the fry out of the trays, you can
Right.
catch them, and
Right, exactly.
yeah. And do you fit a fourth tray in there, or?
I can fit 4, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. There's just fry everywhere. Like, I'm just looking around, and everywhere there's... Are these all guppies?
These ones are like we were talking a little earlier about, the breeding fish for profit.
Okay, yeah.
I think right around the 1st of November, I bought a pair of guppies.
Yeah.
1 pair. And it was just to see what it actually took.
Yeah, they came from my store, right?
From your store,
Yeah.
from Robert. He didn't have to twist my arm too hard.
That's right.
Yeah. So they were 30 a pair.
Yeah.
I brought 1 pair home, and by the end of January, I was taking fish back to him.
So we should show the other tank, because these are from the other tank. This isn't the start, so even like this itself looks impressive from like, oh yeah, only a few months, but this is overflow.
This is overflow.
So let's run back over there, because we forgot to film that.
Okay. So again, this tank was empty. I hadn't really done much with it. It had not even been cycled.
Okay.
But I had switched it to an under gravel filter.
Yep.
I actually think I got that filter from you when you were throwing them away.
Yeah, when I was liquidating. That was a long time ago, years ago.
And they've been sitting in a box.
Because I bought all the under gravels thinking, okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, and then I had like a billion of them. Yeah.
So, in the tank, I put 1 pair of guppies. The Java moss at that time was a little tiny thing like that.
Yeah.
I tried some other plants; they failed. Not uncommon in my fish room.
Yep.
And there's a few of the Habrosus cories.
Oh yeah, I see them.
And I think there's 2 plecos in there somewhere. And
nice.
so basically $20 for the tank, $20 for the top.
Yep.
I don't know what those lights are, 30?
Yeah, I think 30 or something like that. Yeah.
So we're in 20, 40.
Maybe that was a 30-inch. Maybe that's $40 or something.
Something like that. Yeah. So
yeah.
in 3 months, I paid for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Including if you include a heater and filter, which
Yeah.
I had. But if you had to buy it, you would have to pay for that to make a profit. So you're not really making a profit. Oh, and then you got food.
Yep.
So you have to sell enough to make the profit.
Well, and talk about that, because I know you sold them to Robert at my store, but
Right.
how many was the first batch and those types of
Sold him
things?
10 pairs the first time, and I think I sold him 6 once and 4 once.
Okay.
Or maybe it was 6 twice. I can't remember.
Yeah, and what are we selling them for? So we selling 25 a pair or something like
25
that?
a pair, yeah.
And you were telling me you lowered the price because originally we thought we couldn't get more. They were going to be 30.
Right.
And then now that you've got a ton of them, we want to keep them moving so that they don't just so you don't just sit on them forever.
So you have to work, both within yourself and with the store on a price that's going to work for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I took the first batch up to Robert, we hadn't put a price on him.
Right.
And we were talking about it, and he said, well, we can keep them at 30. I said, but if we lower that price to just a little, like $24.99 or $25, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to sell more, and we'll both basically make more. So
Right.
we lowered the price down. With guppies, I have obviously a lot of them
Yes.
from 1 pair.
You have, I would say just looking at this tank, there's over 100 in here.
Yeah, easily.
And then over there, I'm sure there's at least over 100. And
Tomorrow there might be 200 in here.
if you're getting, $8, $10, $12 a pair, we're talking $1,000, $1,200 worth of these things.
Right.
And this cycle just continues every...
In a very short period
Yeah.
of time. I mean, we were talking a little earlier about maybe this is going to saturate the market really quick.
Right.
And it could. Well, that's when you switch to a different fish to breed for profit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
You can always, I always tell people, Great, get down to like one little 10-gallon, let that simmer for 6 or 8 months. Don't try to make fish, but then bring it back when people start asking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, back to the. Oh, good.
Again, we're talking under gravel filter.
That's right.
Old school. That's the only filter going on in there, and it works fantastic.
Well, and I do want to point this out because some people that don't know you and stuff like that, it's not you're using this because you can't afford it. Like,
right.
You use all technology, and you're choosing to use this as opposed to other things. Like, literally, there's Eheim canisters. There's, you're like me. You're not one to not spend money if it's the best result.
Right. And actually, I have had this hooked up to an Eheim also.
Okay.
But I took it away because I felt like I didn't need it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure that the Java Moss adds a lot.
Yep.
I'm trying to start this little whatever that thing's called.
Yeah. Like, my brain can't think.
Potho or whatever they call it.
Pothos, yeah.
Pothos.
Yeah. It's like the heart-shaped pothos, yeah.
Right. But,
And they're the ATFG Platinum Cobra Firetail Guppies.
Right.
Yeah. All right, well, let's run back into the fish room. I forgot we hadn't filmed that.
Yeah. So, okay, so now we got the overflow in here.
Yeah.
These obviously are ready to go to the store.
Yep.
These are not.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's such an overflow, I just did something with the last group. Sure, the females were all pregnant. So this is kind of a pond skimmer basket, I believe.
Okay.
It just happens to fit into the top of a 10-gallon tank. I guessed that at the store. I didn't know that. So.
And how much was something like that? Like $6 or $7 or okay.
Like that. And it has large enough holes for fry to get through.
Yeah.
But not the females.
And the bottom has holes. A lot of times the bottom doesn't have holes.
Right.
Yeah.
The bottom has holes too. Sinks in there, holds in there. I took all of the females, put them in the basket in the 10-gallon tank. Left the filter running, kept feeding them. They're in there like a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we get a bunch more baby guppies.
Yep.
None of these are getting eaten by the males or females or any other fish. So
right. Or even having to share food or anything.
Or having to share food. Right.
Do you feed them live brine and stuff too, or?
A lot of baby brine.
Okay.
And this stuff I get. Put that away. Out of this squirt bottle.
Oh yes.
But it's not labeled, so I don't really.
That's because
know
you got
where
one
it
of the
came
you
from.
got one of the prototypes, yeah.
So yeah, it's just like a little squirt, Just be gone in seconds or minutes. So
It's actually the funniest part about that is not only do you have one that doesn't have a label, there was one that had a label, and now we're on to the second label. So when you get, it's like, but once you have one, it's refillable and all that. So, yeah.
So, anyway, they didn't get anything. The funny part was, I just noticed it as we were doing this. Before they're born, the females in all the waste, really coats the bottom of the tank.
Okay.
Because you're feeding them bigger food.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's obviously going to escape the box or the net or whatever you want to call that thing. And I just noticed today that it's all gone.
Yeah. So did you just move them back over? Or?
I moved them yesterday.
Okay.
But in one day, the bottom is basically the fryer, obviously picking it like crazy.
Nice.
And you can tell they were born at different times.
Yeah.
So my idea is, in 2 weeks, move these again, the females only, or maybe I won't. I don't know. I might have too many by then.
I was gonna say you're definitely making a lot of fish, but they got to go somewhere.
Yeah, they have to go somewhere. Right.
I feel like maybe what you do is if you do that again and you're gonna move the females, instead of moving them back into this tank, you just take the pairs to the store, because you're gonna have way too many tanks.
Let the females drop their young and then take them.
Yeah, then maybe grab the males and the females from the tank and just take them to a store and just raise this colony up or whatever.
I don't know if you get this on video, but here's something that you do have to notice. These are platinum cobra firetail guppies.
Yep.
And if we look at this male, that's what we're looking for, right?
Yep.
And if we look at this male, that's not what we're looking for.
Yeah, because it's missing the pattern.
Right. So you have to either cull that out or sell it just as a fancy guppy.
Yeah, and as I was telling you, I'm like, yeah, we'll buy all those for like $1 a piece,
Right.
and we'll just throw them in the other bin.
It's not that it's a bad guppy, but it's not what you're selling.
Someone would be angry to pay $25 for that
Exactly.
pair.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
they would
right.
feel like
Yeah.
we pulled a fast one on them.
Right.
Even though it's got the genes and all that.
Yep.
Yep.
You would probably, if you took a pair of those, you'd probably end up with platinum cobra.
Right.
Tails. But still, that's not what you want to be selling. You want to sell what you're selling.
Yeah.
So I did talk to Robert at the store, and that's what we're going to do.
Awesome. I wanted to look at these guys
So
because
those guys, yes.
they made it.
They're a little shy right
Yeah.
now. They might come out if we do a little food. So we'll try that.
We will
These
see.
are the ones that they were, what, maybe 3.5
Oh, here
inches
they just see the food bottle or the thing and they're coming
Yeah,
out.
they're
So
good. Yeah. I have read a little bit about these. The more red dots, the more expensive they are at the wholesale places, but down there.
I see.
Okay, guys, come on.
You've definitely put a lot of like girth to them. They're way thicker than they were when they came in.
Yeah.
What is that? Black worms or?
Yeah, those are just black worm cubes.
Yeah.
As soon as they get the scent, they'll come up for them.
I'm gonna back up a little bit so I can get a little bit better angle when they finally, and maybe I won't crowd them as much. But you do have 4.
Yeah, there's 4. There's still. We only ended up with 4. Remember?
Yeah, I was in my mind I was thinking 3, but there was one hiding.
Come on, guys. There. He sees it now. Or she. They're a little camera shy.
Yeah, I'm an invader, and they're from the wild.
But normally they're out.
Yeah, see, there's the worms. You gotta go get them. I can't wait till you breed them. I just want to see from the wild to Dean to Fry to my store. Like, I just want to see the cycle complete.
So once one comes, they all come.
That's a video I want to make, actually.
Yeah, that would be a cool video.
Like, get the footage of you in Peru, then you breeding it, then at the store. Like, that's how, like, a fish from the wild to a hobbyist tank.
Right.
And then, like, film someone we sold them to or something.
What's the official name of them? Because they kind of look like that Santarums or the Alenkers.
They call these Peruvian red-spotted green discus. Peruvian red-spotted. I hope that's what it was. I think that's what it is.
Hey, I don't think anyone's denying it, so. They're beautiful.
I think the other reason that they're a little bit shy right now is we turned the lights all the way up.
We did crank all the lights up so that we could film, and yeah, it's twice as bright in here as normal, and there's glares and all that. We're spying on them.
Yeah.
And then, if we haven't already, but at some point, we're going to do the video on rams. We're filming it today, but whether it's come out or not yet, we won't quite know.
Right. They all like zebras. Still growing them out. I think they're about 6 months from
6 months from
being spawning
paying for
size.
themselves, maybe.
Yeah, they're beautiful fish, though, I will say. And the difference is the L333s are the
Yeah.
opposite. They're black with yellow or white stripes.
Yeah.
When they're small, the stripes are whiter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a better selling point to sell them small like that because they're super cute.
You got quite the food assortment going on there.
Oh yeah.
And a shelf?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I don't know if you remember, it used to be a bigger
Yeah.
board there,
Uh-huh.
but it was a total waste of space
Right.
because I wanted to be able to use this space, which you'll see what we use it for in a
Yeah.
minute. It's a magic table, right?
It is a magic table.
But yeah, fish food fanatic. I'm always looking for something better.
Ish, yeah.
Everybody says their stuff is better. It's not. It's you've got to try it.
I think there's some things that are a little bit better, but it's better for a certain thing.
Right.
You know, for this fish, it's certain.
Right.
It's a little bit better in the way it feeds or the way it does a thing, but not just clearly this is superior to everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for example, all 4 of these,
Yeah.
they're all the same food.
Oh, okay.
They're pleco food, but they're different grades. And clearly, the fry don't eat as much, so the one on the end that's
Right.
fry lasts 10 times as long. So, we
Yeah.
got sinking pellets, floating pellets.
I have a request.
You name
Can
it.
I see the Sarah ONIP tab fed to like maybe those barbs we haven't talked about yet?
Oh, they might take it, yeah.
I think they go nuts for it,
I
but
think they would. And so will the rainbows.
so at least these guys have never seen this then?
They never, no.
Okay. Well then you guys can see what Sarah ONIP tabs are like with fish that have never seen it before, because
They smell really good. You want to eat one on camera?
no, I don't.
I think he does.
He ate old food before, so.
I think that could be a good challenge.
I tell you what, you split one in half. You eat half, I'll eat half.
No, it
Oh,
smells.
see, it's not.
Do you
It's
smell
that.
it?
I'll smell it right now. Oh, it doesn't even smell that bad.
It smells horrible.
It doesn't smell that bad.
Okay,
That's the new deal. It's 1 for 1. If if someone's gonna ask me to eat something, they gotta eat it too.
okay, so we'll do one in each. Okay?
Sure, yeah.
So
You stick it on the front.
oh, they're already at it.
Oh yeah,
Like in what? 2 seconds.
they know it's food.
These guys are eating my hands.
Yeah, they haven't quite figured it out yet.
Nope.
They know that like some food is happening, they think, but they don't know that that's the source. Where these guys clearly know the source.
Man, they're after it.
Yeah.
They're really after it.
And what type of barbs are these?
Those are the lipstick barbs.
Hmm.
Um,
And okay, why do you have them? Where'd they come from?
bought a bag of them at the club auction. Someone was getting rid of them.
Wow, what did they spawn them?
I spawned them.
Oh, you spawned them.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I still have the adults. They're up in that very corner tank that's dark. They're very shy.
Oh, way up here. This is the spawning tank, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're in there.
They-
It's
they
a lot of
s- they
shadow or a
spawn
lot
them
of
up.
glare.
So, and I actually had a day where I lost half of them all in one day.
Ooh.
At just a little bit smaller than this. I think, to be honest, I got a pneumonia spike.
Oh.
They were all gasping at the surface, and
Yeah.
and I went over and I had realized that I did not turn my water change valve on after I changed something in that tank.
Oh, so they were getting a water change.
Right. And I didn't realize that. That was when I was in the process of re-drilling everything.
Right.
So I'd shut it off.
Yeah, they're just waiting for it to fall and eating everything
these
right
guys-
as
these
it
guys are waiting
falls.
for it to fall. The rams, there's a few rams in here. You'll see them
Yeah.
attack it.
That's what these guys are doing now too. Now that's you put your hand over, they backed off. Now it's falling. They're like, oh, let's eat it down here.
Right.
Nice. I didn't know you spawned those barbs. That's awesome. And you did it out of the mop.
Yep.
Huh. Nice.
Very, very much similar to how I did. I do rainbows. I pulled them up, hatched it in the gallon jar.
Yeah.
They were in the gallon jar until they took baby brine.
Nice.
And they're one of the most interesting fish I ever saw because they always hovered straight up and down.
Weird.
I thought at first something.
Swim bladder problem or
I thought so. I
something?
thought
Yeah.
something's wrong. Even when I put them into the trays, they would hover straight up
Wow.
and down. And then all of a sudden, they got to a size where they were swimming like
I wonder if they're closely related to like the headstanders or something
maybe
like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Or it might be a defense mechanism, something that they
Yeah.
in their home environment. I don't even know where they're from, to tell you the truth.
So I know you have like, because you've been working on them and selling to me and that kind of stuff, the best looking super red koi angels on the planet, essentially. At least
Right.
I call them that. I like them quite a bit. I still get comments to this day. Does Dean have a website? Does Dean sell them? Will he sell them to me? And so, A, will you? And B, if you don't, maybe explain why not, that type of thing, so that way... Because you don't have a website to do it, obviously.
I don't have a website. I do have a YouTube channel with no videos on it. But I have subscribers.
That's right. Well, one day Dean's going to release and they'll be ready.
Yeah, and, we might put some videos up there eventually. We don't know. That would be a good retirement income, I think.
There you go.
So, I have tons of people that ask to buy them. But for the same reason as you, why don't you ship fish? Same reason.
Right.
I don't ship fish.
It's too much work, and it's
too
just...
much work. I'm working full-time still, so it's just not in the cards.
Yeah, I feel like you could breed them or you can ship them.
Right.
You couldn't do both, really.
Right. And there's even locally, there's very, very few people that I would even consider selling them to.
Mm.
They'd have to be like another breeder that they have something that I want.
Right, like a trade almost.
Right.
Because you're doing well with them at the stores.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's, and I think a lot of people have a hard time realizing, like, Dean himself can spawn a lot of fish, he can make a lot, and so he needs to be able to unload a lot.
Right.
And if each one of these fish down here, if 2 fish is a Craigslist meetup,
right.
That's 3 months of work.
Right, it's not worth it.
Yeah. And you got to have strangers coming to the house, or you got to meet them in a parking lot, or you got to meet them in a fish store. Like, that's a lot of work to make, $20.
Right.
So I'm excited behind you. I saw that you've got the electric blue rams coming up. I've been waiting.
These are really cool. And because we turned the lights all the way up, the adults are just really freaked out. They normally don't have lights up like this.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see the adults out, but the babies, they don't quite know what's going on.
Yeah.
They eat like piranhas too. And a little bit harder to raise than normal rams. Not a lot harder, just a little bit.
How old are these guys roughly, would you guess?
These were December, January. Yeah, I think these were born in December.
Okay. So that makes them roughly 3.5 months.
Yeah.
And they're about a month out from my store, you said, right?
Right. I would say another month.
So then in your system with the way you're growing, you're at about 5 months of growth, between 5 and 6. Probably, yeah. I know the way you do it, so I know at 5 months, the biggest will start coming out and being sold,
right.
And the smaller ones will get that extra month to grow out.
I mean, we'll never sell the whole tank at once.
Right.
And actually these, I have not even culled yet. You have to cull ruthlessly.
How many would you think you're going to have to cull? Like, not like 10%, 20%? Like, if like, oh yeah, out of a tank, I got to...
I would say rams, probably 10%.
Uh-huh.
Angels, 15.
Okay.
And
that's quite a lot of fish, because if you got 400 angels, that means 60 of them, you're like, yep, you need to die.
Yeah. They get bad pectorials. Some of them, only one pectoral fin.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even like them. I've seen lots of angels in the store that have the twisted pectorials.
Right.
Not mine.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to... That's not saleable.
Right. I mean, that's one of the reasons you get good money for your fish at the stores, is you cull, and we're not paying for the ones that aren't going to sell.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Wow, I didn't realize you had another batch of rams down there.
Yeah, those are the ones we're going to select from today.
Okay.
These are the ones that are pretty much the ones that would be going to the stores.
Right. So you would pick these.
Right.
And then, yeah.
I mean, this tank, until the last trip I took to your store,
yep,
looked like that tank.
Okay.
So there's only like 3 left in here now. And,
yeah, and I'm trying to think, we go through, let's say, a tank of those rams, what, like maybe once a month? Maybe a little bit longer?
I'm guessing somewhere between 40 and 50 a month.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Which that's pretty decent money, because I know what we pay you, and like as a room that's 10 by 10, you're turning some stuff out of here, and it's some decent money.
You have to have some of your tanks that are turning over.
Yes.
If you don't, then you're not going to be successful in the fish room. And there are people that, their fish room is just for themselves.
Purely a hobby, yeah.
It's purely, yeah. Mine is, it's the challenge of conditioning the fish to breed.
That's right.
As I said many times, I don't get in the tank and breed the fish. You condition the fish will breed themselves.
It's true.
So,
I'm a lot of me and you keep fish similar in that I want to automate things, just feed them, and when they're ready, they're gonna make them.
right.
Right.
You
You go a step further, and you're willing to spawn barbs and actually do the mops and raise infusoria. Like this station over here is its own science lab.
Right.
You've got the brine shrimp down low,
And
and that's two different hatches or sizes, right? Is that the?
No. Okay. So yeah, it's two different hatches actually.
Yeah.
So every morning, because I go to work very early in the morning, so every morning I turn one valve off,
Yep.
let it settle. It settles down to the light.
Yep.
I drain all of that brine shrimp out, and then I feed half of it in the
Okay.
morning. The rest of it, the water's been strained. It goes back in the jug, and so like this one, there's very little shell in there.
Right.
It's just pretty much brine shrimp. Tonight I'll just drain that and feed all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets reset up.
Yep.
Tomorrow morning it'll be this jug.
Yep.
And so the brine shrimp, the eggs actually hatch for 36 hours if you think about that.
Right.
Because it goes from tonight, tomorrow night, and the next morning. And so each day it's just a continuous cycle. You just alternate jugs.
And what's going on in this one?
Those are baby rainbows, praycocks.
Is that like a gallon jar, or what is that?
That is a gallon vase.
Okay.
And I actually switched from gallon jars because I liked the more open top where I could get in there.
Oh, that makes sense.
It wasn't because it's more expensive or cheaper. It's just because I like
Ease of use.
easy
Yeah.
use. Right.
And then we talked about these earlier. These are all infusoria cultures.
Right.
Different stages and testing to see what you like the most. Now that fog you guys can see on camera, that is infusoria. I wonder if I can get a better, like if I can stabilize and.
I think if we shine the light through one of these,
Yeah.
let's do it with this one here.
You got a good light.
Because if we shine the light, I don't know if you can see that. It looks like dust floating in the
Yeah.
water.
And that's what you use to feed like all the rainbows and stuff,
All the
right?
rainbows.
What about rams and stuff?
If I separate the rams from the parents, I'll use this.
Okay.
And the lipstick barbs,
Uh-huh.
the rasboras, I spawned them a while back.
Yeah.
Any of the super small fish, even baby bettas would live on this stuff.
Nice.
I actually like this myself better than green water.
Okay.
I've never been really successful at keeping green water. Maybe that's why.
Right.
But
And where did you get your infusoria culture?
from another club member.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is one of those things that really it's club member. I'm not gonna say only, but
You can there's a couple. Like I think there's one called Carolina Lab Supply.
yeah, but it's probably like $40 for the culture or something.
Yeah, something like that. But
Yeah.
you can get really good stuff from them. This one is a really small strain. I don't know what strain it is,
Oh,
but you can get bigger strains
I see.
where it just looks like bigger dust. So,
More rams over here too.
yeah, the rams are going crazy today.
They are. Disco rams.
Yeah.
And so are these ones younger than the ones over there? So like this is the batch after those ones we looked at?
By about a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these ones are 3-ish months old.
Right.
Nice. And then you got your pencil fish from the trip.
Actually, no, those are not.
Oh, these aren't for the trip.
No.
Oh.
These
you
were-
bought these.
Yeah,
Because those are not cheap. I assumed you caught them.
no, those.
And your goal is to do what with those?
I want to try to breed those. They only come in the hobby. I've only seen them every 2, 3, maybe 4 years.
Yeah, I've only ever brought them into the store like once.
Yeah. They are. I believe they are from Peru.
I believe that.
But it was one of those trips my daughter made to Portland.
Nice.
Called me.
Said, Dad, you got to spawn these.
And Steve happened to be in the store that day.
Oh, wow.
So he knew where they're going.
Yeah.
So he said, well, you got to take all of them.
And then he said, what, he wants to buy them back?
She called
Yeah.
me again, you know. So it was one of those trips, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that was expensive, and I didn't even go.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to take all of them. You got to spawn them all and sell them back to me.
But so far they're doing great. They're that's all that's in there. They're in quarantine still.
Oh, okay. So they're real new then.
Yeah, I've had them about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I think eventually when I try to spawn them, I'll move them to a 10.
And you going to try it with the mop? Is that the move you're going to try?
Or
Okay.
I might use Java moss with them.
All right.
Because I don't think they eat the eggs.
Well, anything else you want to show the viewers before we film the RAM
What
video?
else have we not seen? Have we seen the L33s?
Yeah.
The rainbows up here. These are the praecox. These are where all the babies.
Yeah,
come
those
from.
are the spawning adults.
They're a little freaked out because they've been going tank to tank for about a week now.
Ah,
But I guarantee you, if we took that mop out, we'd see eggs in it.
nice.
What's interesting about these, a lot of people don't understand, is when they are this size,
Yeah.
they are already spawning.
Wow.
People don't understand that, but they start spawning as soon as they're about an inch long or so. The eggs are extremely small.
Oh, are they harder to raise up
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So you want to get them bigger, and then of course you can already see males and females.
Yeah.
Right. Females have the yellow tails, males
Mm-hmm.
red, deeper body.
Yeah.
We've seen the 333s.
Yep.
Pistols.
There's a
Yeah, we got the Epistos, yeah. I think that's all you can cram in a gel cell, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
A small jail cell
That's right.
with no bed.
And no toilet.
And
You could use that bucket though, right? You saw the
technically we
bucket,
could use
yeah.
the bucket.
Yeah, and this is
It
his
would
water
go down the
change.
drain.
This is the water change system that we've covered in a previous video, but a lot of auto water change going on. Ooh, these guys look cool.
Those again, those are from South America. Look at how high the fins are.
I know. And these guys are cool too.
Yeah, they're from Peru too. These are the ones that were considered the yellow fin,
Yeah.
and you don't really see it unless we have a light.
Grab a light.
We have a light.
Oh yeah.
Right? I'm trying to get it to focus.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, they definitely have yellow.
And when I look at these, I almost look like there might possibly be two varieties in there.
I could see
'Cause, like,
see
one
that.
back there is has more.
It's almost
bar,
spotted versus bars.
and some have more spots.
Yeah.
We collected these all together though. So,
Right.
And there's two wood cats.
Oh wow, yeah.
We could pick that piece of wood up. They'll probably stay on it. Let's go like this.
Your hand's getting wet.
Oh, they're gone, right?
Yeah, they're racing around.
They don't like it.
They said, "Oh, put me back in the
They're
dark."
cute, though.
So what's it gonna take to get you to go back to Peru? Do we got to get like 5,000 likes on this video? Like, how do we money? How do we get Dean money without you selling fish?
We're working on that.
All right,
If we sell enough fish.
I'm trying. I'm buying as many fish as I can.
Yeah.
I would love to have you on the trip.
Yeah, it would be fun. It's a different trip,
Yep.
a different collecting. I've heard there's less mud.
We're here, but you can confirm because you'll have been on both trips.
Yeah. But it's collecting, so it's kind of fun.
Well, when this video comes out, everyone help beg in the comment sections. Dean, go
Yeah.
back to Peru because I just want to film. I want to film, and I want Dean to get in the mud. I'll film Dean. It'll be perfect.
And we'll have Jimmy pull me out of the mud.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm trying to convince Jimmy to go too. We got hoops we got to jump through with Jimmy, and we got to get him to not cry as soon as it's humid.
Don't worry about his hair.
That's right.
We'll have to shave his head.
Yep.
Before he goes.
So.